the reason I love using
My lord, this world will fall.
Need to send money internationally? Download the Western Union app. Available.
I feel deeply connected to them because I know their names and I know more of their stories. I see.
When I'm training for professional competitions, men and women always ask me for advice. To women, I say push yourself harder than you ever have before and go beyond your comfort zone. Focus on your goals. Men, if I am willing to push myself to become Mr. Olympia in 2022, then I only have one thing to say to you. Bring your A game.
Here we go again.
What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform, man. Much love. Much love, man. Salute to everybody that's tuned in right now. If you tuned in, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in, man. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Make sure you hit the like button after you hit the like button. Make sure you share this show. Share it on your community tab, your Discord server, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere that you share videos is very much appreciated. Make sure you share this stream. This is your first time here. Make sure you subscribe. If you're catching the playback, make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to the masculine mercenaries, man. Shout out to the masculine mercenaries. Shout out to everybody who supports SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV, man. I know I've been gone for a couple days. Shout out to my family, man. Shout out to the masculine mercenaries. Shout out to my whole A-game family for reaching out to me. You know, I'm still handling certain things, you know, dealing with this loss that I'm dealing with right now. So like I said, y'all bear with me, you know, while I'm dealing with this. But today I definitely had to come and speak on this topic because it is something that is very dear to me. You know, it's a very touchy subject. You know, DMX is definitely one of my favorite rappers for sure. Top 5 favorite rappers. So this is a very touchy subject, and this is a subject that a lot of us brothers try our best to really not speak about. But as y'all know me, that's what I do. I talk about the shit that y'all don't want to talk about. You know, that's me. So we're going to talk about it today, man. So shout out to everybody in the building. Like I said, make sure y'all share the stream. Make sure y'all financially support the show. You could do that by going to CashApp $SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. You could do that by going to CashApp $SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. It's very much appreciated. Shout out to the Bishop for starting it off right and hitting the super chat. I'm going to go back up and highlight your comment. My brother, shout out to you. He said, much love and respect to my brother DS1. A-game family, salute. You already know. We on our A-game over here, baby. Shout out to the Bishop. Shout out to Heels In. Appreciate you, family. He said these songs giving me flashbacks, good ones. Thanks. I appreciate you, family. But shout out to everybody, man. Appreciate that lack of black. Appreciate it. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yeah, you know DMX. You already know, man. But as y'all heard, or if y'all haven't heard, DMX suffered another overdose. He is currently in a vegetative state right now. So it's definitely not looking good for my brother. I think that he's finally at the end of his spiritual war that he's been dealing with his whole life. You see? And what I need brothers to begin to really accept is they have to accept that we have to heal before we build, man. Because more and more, since 2021 started, we are only in the 4th month. Time and time again, we've saw this play out. We cannot run from this no longer. This is what it is. DMX is finally at the end of a spiritual war that he's been rapping about for 20 years. Little do y'all know. See, this is why DMX is one of my favorite rappers, because DMX music was very personal. Shout out to my brother, the Book of Ronan, man. He said, take your time. 5150 Nation, Double M, A-Game Nation. Salute, my brother. Shout out to my brother, Ronan, man. Appreciate you, bro. But he's at the end of this war, man, that he's been fighting for a long time. He's been fighting these demons since he was a little kid. You know, the first time he said he was ever locked up, he was 7. You know, DMX was homeless for most of his life. See, y'all got to remember how important the 10 life value system is, man. It is the epitome of heal before you build. It is what we say here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV, the internal 5 of the 10 life values, which is spiritual value, health value, family value, appearance value, and dwelling value. As I've constantly been stressing, That is where a man is built, and that is also where a man is broken. That is where a man is built, and that is also where a man is broken. So if a man is initially spiritually broken, he's already starting out fighting the losing battle. And he's fighting a losing battle because he's fighting against himself and he doesn't know it. DMX has been doing this his whole life. He's been trying to figure out who he is. He's been trying to figure out why he doesn't have a family. He's been trying to figure out why he's homeless. Why is he sleeping in crack houses? This is what DMX was faced with as a little boy. And I really don't appreciate how people are going around and making fun of DMX and his situation. See, because what a lot of you people think is y'all think fame and money and success can stop spiritual turmoil. And it actually doesn't. It actually increases it. This is why they say fame is something you might not want. At some point, fame is something you might want to give back. You might not want it no more. You see? You might just be okay with the money. But once you become famous, you can't give it back. You can't hide no more. You can't just be that dude from your neighborhood who everybody know. Now the world knows you. See? So this heightens your addiction, because now you want to stay even more sedated to deal with everybody. You see? Now you want to hide your challenges from the world because the world is looking at you. Everybody's looking at you. So you want to hide this. But everybody laughed at DMX like DMX wanted to look high. Like he wanted to look high in his mugshot. Like he was proud of his addiction. And he wasn't. You heard what he said in the Slippin' song. He said he went to jail at 7. Back on the scene at 14. He went to jail at 7 and came out when he was 14. And he lived in group homes. So you know, in group homes, a lot of times what happens to young boys is they get abused. They get physically abused, sexually abused. All of this stuff happened to DMX. And people act like he's smoking crack and doing what he's doing because that's just what he want to do and making fun of him. People get a kick out of shitting on black men. When if we just listen to his music, he told you who he was. He told you everything that he went through and why he went through it. You got to understand what addiction is. Addiction is a health issue. It's part of the internal five. It's part of the internal five of the 10 life values. So you growing up with challenges, you spiritually afflicted from the time you was a child because your mother never loved you. You was homeless. You was a little kid homeless. Remember what I told you. The internal five of the 10 life values is where man is built and where man is destroyed. So before DMX got addicted to drugs, he was already destroyed. He was already spiritually destroyed. He was already mentally destroyed, health-wise. He didn't have a family. He walked around and didn't care about his appearance. He said that in the song, how he never got a haircut. So his appearance was bad. And then his dwelling was bad. He lived in the streets. He was homeless. So with all of these things piling up on him, it'll be easy for him to get addicted to something. It'll be easy for him to find a way out. It's natural for you to look for a coping mechanism. Shout out to my brother Ebo Sosa. Salute. It's natural for you to look for a coping mechanism. And that's what he did. And I'm not sitting here saying that it was cool for him to do that, because it wasn't. You see what I'm saying? But we got to understand why people do what they do. See, before I pass judgment on another man, I try to assess the man's situation. You got to assess a man's situation. And the way you can do that is easily assess the internal five of a man, not the external five, the internal five. If you quickly assess his spiritual, his health, his family, his appearance, and his dwelling value, you'll know what kind of person you're dealing with. And DMX is a guy, man, who is dealing with a lot. He's destroyed in all five of those categories. He's destroyed. He's at spiritual warfare fighting demons. So automatically that transfers into a mental health problem. Because if you trace schizophrenia and a lot of those mental diseases, it traces back, it goes into demon possession in spirits. You can look that up. So he was messed up health-wise. Then he didn't grow up with a family. So he didn't care about how he appeared to the world. He didn't care how he looked. And he was homeless. He lived in crack houses. He slept in abandoned cars and all of that. And all of that stuff was true because his little man's, which is the Locks, shout out to Jadakiss, Styles P, and Sheik Luch, D Block for life. I'm a D Block fanatic. Those my guys. Shout out to D Block. Those is DMX little mans. I was just watching an interview with Jadakiss. He was saying that a lot of people didn't think he could grow hair, but he always could grow hair. He just rocked the bald head because everybody was following DMX. Everybody in Yonkers who rapped or did anything about hip hop followed DMX. This is why he rocked the baldy. Shout out to D Remedy. Salute. That's why he rocked the baldy. It wasn't because he couldn't grow hair like most people thought. It was because he was following his idol, DMX. So all the stuff that he rapped about was all facts. And see, we got to understand that a lot of our great musicians, just like DMX, dealt with addiction. Dealt with addiction, man. All them guys, played with that nose candy. A lot of them guys got into free basing and and at the time when DMX was running around, crack was the drug. As y'all can see, if y'all Wu-Tang fans, the Wu-Tang they used to smoke crack. Raekwon said it in the song. Cracks and weed, the combination made my eyes bleed. Y'all thought it was a game? Y'all don't make fun of RZA and Raekwon and them. They used to smoke crack. Ghostface, meth, all of them. It's called woolies. That's what we call them up north. Wooly blunts. That's crack and weed. What you think DMX was smoking? Crack and weed. You see? And they did that to what? To cope. Because that's what addiction is. It's a way for you to cope with life. And being addicted to anything isn't good. Being addicted to anything isn't good. But how many of us got a DMX in our family? Some of us got a couple of them. But how many of us understand their story? How many of us understand why our uncles or whoever in our family is on drugs, why they really was on drugs? Do you really know why? See, I was one of the kids that always wanted to know why. And as I got older, I began to understand. See, I know why my family fucked up. I know why. I know why. They just want to keep acting like, they want to just keep coping. But shit, I can't be too mad at them because I cope. You see? I can't blame them too much because I cope. We all fucking coping. We all addicted to something. Nigga, you might be addicted to money. Nigga, you might be addicted to women. You might be addicted to food. You might be addicted to shopping. We all trying to cope, man. We all trying to cope. We all done been through some shit that we all wish we could give back to life. Like, damn, I wish that never happened in my life. DMX ain't no different. None of these celebrities are no different. What separates DMX from the crackhead uncle in your family? What separates him? DMX is just able to buy more and better quality crack because he got money. The addiction doesn't change. The habits, the things that he go through with his family, it's all the same than what you went through with your crackhead uncle or your crackhead aunt or your crackhead cousins. It's the same shit. In and out of rehab. Same shit, man. But we got to understand where it starts, man. It starts with this spiritual war. You gotta you gotta expect a man to be going through some shit for him to start going to jail at 7 years old. If you start going to jail at 7, come on, man. What do you expect? Shout out to Dice. Salute. Welcome to the A Game family, bro. Hit me up as soon as you get it, bro. But brothers, this is why we have to, and I'm going to continue to stress these 10 life values, man. I'm going to continue to stress these 10 life values, brothers. Because we have to heal before we build. We have to be able to pinpoint the trauma, pinpoint the problems. If you got money problems, the problem don't start with you not being able to get money. The problem starts from the beginning, which is your spiritual problem. You might not believe in yourself enough. You might not believe in yourself enough. That's why you're not getting as much money as you should. You might not think you deserve that money. See, that's an internal issue. That don't got nothing to do with the bag. The bag is still there. It's waiting for you to attract it and draw the bag to you. See, all of this stuff comes when you brothers begin to digest these 10 life values. You'll be able to say, oh, well, damn, this is where I'm messed up at. I got to work on this, and this. Well, damn, I got a problem here because my problem really lies over here. If I fix this, maybe I won't have this problem. Maybe if this problem was fixed, I won't have that problem. See, we'll be able to really sit down and practically draw out a blueprint of where we currently are and where we want to go. Because see, the external 5, I'm going to go over the internal 5 again. The internal 5 is spiritual, health, family, appearance, and dwelling. That is the making of a man. That is the building blocks of a man. That is also where men are broken. Now, the building part, see, the internal 5 is the healing part. We got to heal before we build. The building part is number 6 is mobility. Then you got education. Then you got profession. Then you got leisure. And then you have wealth. See, the money is last. The wealth is last. The wealth is last. See that? See, the external 5 is the building part of a man. This is where now you're starting to strive towards becoming the person you always wanted to be. That's building. That's the build. But we got to heal first. We got to address those internal 5. See, because if we just think success is going to heal us, we looking at a perfect example of that being false. DMX. With the money, he bought more drugs. With the fame came a bigger addiction. Because now there's more people looking at you. So now you want to hide from the world because you want to duck off and get high. And you don't want people to see that this is what you do. Because you have an image to uphold. Appearance value. And he never saw himself as being anything. So fame was another demon that he had to fight. Fame became another demon that X had to fight. And it made him get higher and higher. It made him want to get more and more drugs. You see? You got to heal before you build. Because you could get the bag, but it's going to make you want to get higher. It's going to make you more materialistic. It's going to expand and put your demons on display. Let me repeat that. If you go get the bag and you don't heal, you don't address those internal 5, oh, your demons are going to be all on display. And this is what we saw with DMX for years. It wasn't because that's what he wanted to do. It was because he got that bag and he never healed. He never had time to heal. He never focused on healing. And he tried his best with his beliefs. He had a spiritual belief. He prayed. See, that's what kept X alive as long as it did. That's why DMX ain't been die. Because of his spirituality. Because of his belief system. You see? But see, just as much as he prayed, he got high. And I don't think the drugs did it. I think DMX just threw in the towel. I think it was he just was ready to go. Because DMX was tapped in like that. I believe he really was just ready. He was tired, man. Because DMX was a warrior. The industry didn't kill him. I don't want to see no videos saying that. The industry didn't kill DMX. Fame didn't kill DMX. DMX was ready to go. That's why I played Soulfly. He was ready for his soul to rest. See, he knew he gonna live on forever. He know that. That's why he came back. He showed face. He put some music out. I believe all of this was planned by X, man. This is the end of his spiritual journey, his war. DMX is a warrior. He's a spiritual warrior. Then this is the end. Just like it be the end for a lot of us brothers. Because we fight our whole life. We fight an internal war our whole life. Some of us succumb to it, and some of us fall on our sword when we ready. And that's what I think X did. X didn't die in the war. X found somewhere where it was safe and just laid there and died. He didn't want to fight no more. You know? I know a lot of y'all may not understand that, but to my brothers that's listening that do, y'all get it. So shout out to my man X, man. Shout out to my man X. You know, you gonna live forever, dog. You did it. You did it, man. You did it. Just know you did it. You feel me? You did it. You gonna live forever, man. You a legend. You know? So you ain't dying in vain, bro. Trust me. You ain't dying in vain, my nigga. So shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody that came through this afternoon. I'm not gonna stay too much longer, man. I definitely just had to bring this to y'all. Oh, definitely, Hannibal. Definitely, bro. Definitely, man. That's a fact. Shout out to everybody who donated. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the show, you would like to donate. CashApp $SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV is where you can go. CashApp $SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV is where you can go. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to today's show. This is DS1 Ross for Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And remember, brothers, we got to heal before we build. We got to heal before we build, man. Shout out to DMX, man. Shout out to Earl Simmons. Shout out to the dog. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
When I'm training for professional competitions, men and women always ask me for advice. To women, I say push yourself harder than you ever have before and go beyond your comfort zone. Focus on your goals. Men, if I am willing to push myself to become Mr. Olympia in 2022, then I only have one thing to say to you. Bring your A game.